Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin, its valuations against the US dollar. Remember, if you do like this video and the other videos that I make on this channel, be sure to hit the like button down below and also consider subscribing. Well, the fight for the 100-day moving average continues. This is something we've been talking about for the last few days and is a moving average that could have provided some kind of resistance for Bitcoin. The rationale behind that is that we see um, support um, off of the 100-day moving average a couple times, right? We saw it there and then we saw it here. Now, with that said, TA 101 lines or moving averages that were support can act as resistance on the other side. And so we are on the other side this time. And therefore we anticipate some kind of resistance. That isn't to discount the moves that Bitcoin has done for the past 9 days, which is put in 9 green consecutive daily candles on the chart, something that we haven't done in a very, very long time. I believe someone mentioned since 2015 is the year, but I haven't confirmed that. I haven't looked at the chart for a 9 consecutive green daily streak. But that's something to take into consideration. And obviously, congratulations are in order. We were managed to blast off from the 50-week moving average to the 100-day moving average in it like over a valuation of $10,000 essentially. If we take it from the bottom of the move to the top, that's a 34% increase, a $10,345 increase in valuation. So, in all respects, I'm sure a lot of people are talking about some kind of retracement here because of the move. If you look at the RSI, that also kind of points to um, some kind of retracement, right? We went up to 70, which is the border of being overbought. And so, with that said, uh, technically speaking, yes, a retracement was in order, but I would also add that the RSI on the daily is a little conspicuous in the sense that it can stay in overbought territory for a very long time. It can also stay in the oversold territory for a very long time. So just because it hits the 70 on the RSI doesn't mean that a retracement has to come in, right? And with that said, there is 10 hours, around 10 hours left in the day. A lot of things can happen in a day, in 10 hours, where Bitcoin can just start rallying and break the 100-day moving average. So that's something that will keep an eye on, right? That's something that we can keep an eye on. But if the day were to be done now and we have a close, then yes, we would be putting in a red candle. We're down 2.75%, and in the next few days, we'll have a better idea on if this is an actual rejection or potentially speaking, is this a slight dip before a breakout of the 100-day moving average. If it doesn't break up in the next few days, I would anticipate further downside, most likely to the 50-week moving average. So the 50-week moving average right now is trading at, I believe it was like 32,000 or so. Um, let's check it on the weekly here. If There we go. Um, the 50-week moving average right now is trading at 32,889. It's increasing about $500 per week. So with that said, we should see a $33,300 50-week moving average by next week. Um, and so there you go. But when you do look at the week, we put in an 11.5% week last week, and right now we're putting in about a 10% rally this week. So with that said, momentum is a hell of a thing, right? And that's where the 9 green daily candles come into play. That's pretty good momentum. We could easily just, like the 100-day moving average in all actuality could mean nothing, in the face of uh, a weekly chart momentum swing. All right. So based off of that, I'm just holding pat. Uh, as you may or may not know, although I cover the daily a lot, or on this channel as well as sometimes the hourly, my trades are based off of the weekly. I just put in the daily because it's kind of boring if you're putting it on the weekly and then every day you're putting a video on Bitcoin, and you're just looking at the same weekly candle for 5 days straight. It's not that very engaging, at least to me, and I would imagine to you guys as well, which is why I put it on the daily. But mind you, the weekly I think is the more important chart to look at, and this is where I base my trades off of. I'm, just referencing my futures contract, which was placed here, and I held it for the downtrend on the hit of the 50-week moving average, and now this rally. Um, so keep that in mind. So when I talk about the daily, so in other words, I'm not telling you to go short essentially because of the 100-day moving average. Nor am I saying to go long because of the 100-day moving average and we're going to break out of it. It's something that I would just essentially base my trades off of the weekly and see how it plays out on the daily. And it would take quite a bit off of the weekly for me to close that trade should I want to. So yeah, that's essentially what I see with Bitcoin. If we do break down, the 50-week moving average is not too far. We just held it as support. We held it at support many times as well. And so with that said, that's kind of the target that I'm looking at. Am I going to be buying again at the 50-week moving average? Probably not. I'm happy with the positions that I have. And to that one YouTuber comment a few weeks ago asking if I was already all in or if I'm waiting for something, I'm already all in. Basically, any kind of capital that I had allocated for crypto is already in play, and I'm quite happy with my portfolio. Now that might be different from you, in which case, the 50-week moving average has shown signs of support, at least in the short term, as well as looking at past price history. And so that could be an indication for you to buy at the 50-week moving average. Keep in mind also where the 20-week moving average is, right? This is the main kind of moving average that I've been discussing. And for that, it is trading V is very slow today. Okay, 20-week moving average. 20-week moving average is at 44,464. It'll take about maybe a 12% move from the price where we are now, about 14% move in order to get to the 20-week moving average. Now this is going to be a great indicator to look at for the coming weeks, right? I didn't expect it, though I kept an open mind that that Bitcoin can make it this week, but it's probably a multi-week move to say the least. Much like I said that this move here of breaking the 20-week moving average and coming back to it is going to be a multi-month period, a multi-week period to get back to it. Obviously, this is not a V-shaped recovery. Um, if anything, it looks kind of like a U if it came back up like that. And also keep in mind that you know the price history has shown that the chances of Bitcoin breaking the 20-week moving average on the first attempt never really happens. It only really happened once. Um, and every single time after that, especially if we bounced off the 50-week, then to the 20-week, um, usually results in a breakdown in a rejection off the 20-week moving average. And so that's essentially what I'm waiting for, right? So yeah, the 100 days in the way, but even if it does break above the 100-day moving average, I anticipate the 20-week moving average to be major resistance. And that's essentially what I'm waiting for. If it doesn't reach it, then so be it. Essentially, everything gets pushed back down, farther back for the move to the 20-week moving average or what have you. If we do end up coming back down, then we know definitely that this is not a reversal. This is just most likely a continuation of the downtrend that we're currently in. Anyway, that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.